That's supposed to be the other webcam. Whatever. I didn't do that right. Let's go back to here. Here we go. That'll work. That literally just happened. Oh my goodness, Sky. You are the greatest. Thank you so much for those gift subs. Oh my goodness. To Vinny and Green and Weasel and Larry and Banana Boss. Awesome. And again, I'm still working on those rewards. But thank you. Thank you for being here. Glad to see you, Sky, and everyone else. I should move that down so it's not like staring at the light right there. There we go. Welcome in, Sky and Weasel. And thank you to those people who are lurking already. Goodness. Oh, Mark's playing with the lights, so uh, don't worry if things are going on behind me. Yeah, it's early times for Sky. Can we get a couple of shout-outs, Robo, if you're able, for Weasel and for Sky? Um, awesome, thank you. Uh, welcome. Uh, don't mind the stream, the VR in the background. He's testing, making sure he knows where his boundaries are. But welcome. We to It's Good Enough to Eat, and that might be extra true today because I am not a cake decorator, but we're going to try anyway. Um, we are going to make a Kirby shaped cake as best as I can, which may or may not be good, but we're going to try. We have a super nice blueprint right here for Kirby. I mean, he's got a big circle for a body, so that's pretty easy. But we have a plan. We'll try to stick to it, and when we deviate, don't be surprised. This is maybe a prelude to some Nailed It inspired episodes, but let's get to it. Mm. Lazy with my drink today, just opened a can. I've been sitting here debating which thing to get started first, but I think we need to get the jam on. Because when you make a chocolate cake, it's very rich and dark, and you're going to have nice, sweet frosting. So we want a sharp-ish filling to make it all balance out. Thank you. It's my Cookie Wookie apron, and I wore, even though it's not cookies this week, but it goes with my Invader Zim mashup Star Wars shirt. So we've got our little, which side is he on? There's our little Gur Wookie. Gur is a Wookie. So we are consistent. So you've seen me make jam before, but if anyone's new, I've just got a bunch of I've just got a bunch of berries in a pot. We had some leftover blueberries and raspberries, so that's our mixed berry jam today. These are really good fresh berries. Always taste them before you make your jam because these are sweet, so I don't want to add that much sugar. But I need to promote the gelling action, so I do want to add some sugar, and then I'm going to add some of this lemon right in. And then I'm going to set this on the back burner to cook away while I do other things, just on low. And we are going to sieve this one, so I am not too concerned about getting some seeds in there, because we will get those out of there before plating, constructing, serving, all that stuff. So that is one thing going already. Give that a mix, and I'll check on it in a minute to see if it needs any more liquid. Get that light on. It's probably better for the fan to be on prematurely. Yeah, Mark's he sets about 4 reminders to make leaven for his sourdough a week, and he remembers maybe one of those. So um, I guess we eat less bread than we could, which is okay. I don't need more bread. He's over here sassing me right here as I remind him that he's forgotten a couple of times to make leaven. Okay, so we're going to get started on our cake. And this is, of course, Mark's favorite chocolate sheet cake. And I've measured out a bunch of stuff already. This pot just has butter shortening, water, and cocoa powder. Mark's recipe doesn't have any salt, so I'm going to add a little bit of salt, because that is usually a good idea for almost any recipe, to have a little salt in it. So that's that. And that just needs to melt down, but I don't want to boil it or anything. I'm just melting it so I can mix it in nice and easy with everything else. So I'm just going to put that on medium to get melted up. Yes, he's very excited now that I have revealed that I am indeed making his sheet cake. Then, one thing this recipe does get really right is to pop the flour and the sugar together in a bowl and whisk those up, because that way we don't have to sift our flour and worry about any lumps, because that sugar is granular enough that it's going to get any lumps out of our flour that might be there. And we are, of course, dipping out of bags today because I refilled my empty containers, and this is what didn't fit back inside those containers. Just going to get a whisk and mix that flour and sugar together. Cool, easy as that. And of course, we're not worried about doing any gluten development bready stuff with that flour, because we can't develop gluten until moisture gets added to it. So you can mix it as much as you want right now and not have to worry about that. Not going to make a tough cake. Oh, I should turn the oven on. That's probably a good idea. Good thing this isn't a hugely high baking temp. And I do have to remember to turn it down because this recipe is sensitive to temperature, and I am cooking it on convection, which cooks nicer, but I want to cook at a lower temperature than if I was not using convection, just because the heat's getting all around it and it cooks a little faster. No, he's not going to dip into this mix. I mean, there's nothing to eat right now. I mean, I don't think he's not going to take a handful of sugar. And especially now that it's all mixed in with the flour, we don't have to worry about that. Oh, okay, that's the other thing I can do right now. I have another lemon prepared because this recipe is leavened with, This recipe is leavened with baking soda and buttermilk. And buttermilk is just cultured milk that has acid in it. And so that acid and base get together to make your cake rise. But since I don't have buttermilk, all you need to do is use regular milk and then just put a tablespoon of, he's yelling at me, but he doesn't even know, he can't tell. Put a tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar in with your milk, and that'll give you the same exact reaction. Hey, welcome in, Dan. Can we get a shout out for Dan Robo? He was just over doing his date night, having a nice, lovely chat with a bunch of his friends all across the world, and then he played some Fall Guys. And this one I am going to make sure I don't get any seeds in, because I do not want to have to fish those out. No worries, Dan. Yeah, I stream at 5 o'clock Pacific on Thursdays for cooking. So I think you're in Florida, so 8 o'clock for you? just going to check on my melting stuff over here. Give it a little stir. Still just need the rest of my butter and shortening to melt down, and then that'll be ready to go. Thank you, Billie Jean. Welcome in. Yes, we are hoping this turns out well. There he is, strapping on the VR in the background. And I'll just check my recipe, because this is like one of Mark's childhood recipes he had for his birthday every year growing up. So it was on a note card, and now it's just on my little note app on my phone, which I know you can't see because it's very glowy and bright, but I don't have it transferred anywhere for my convenience. So I just got to make sure everything's going in. Can't forget my eggs. My eggs are sitting right here. Those will go in once I mix in the hot stuff, because I don't want to scramble my eggs. That is an important thing not to do, because no one likes, I can't say no one, but the great majority of people don't want scrambled eggs in their desserts. There we go. That is nice and melted, so I'm just going to tip that right into my flour and sugar. Oh, and this recipe only calls for cocoa powder, but I just had a few extra chocolate chips laying around that I just melted in with this, because who's going to complain if their cake is a little extra chocolatey? I don't think anyone will mind. It'll be Kirby shaped. I mean, he's just a circle, so I think I can manage that. I am doing this as a sheet bake still, though, because then I can cut out 2 rounds from it and then use the rest of the crumbs to make like cake pop things that I can mold into his arms and his legs. And then once the cake is in the oven, we can move on to making some frosting. So I'm going to measure in. Gonna forget where I have my own measuring devices. Measure in my baking soda, my vanilla. Oh, yes. I mean, Mark isn't exactly a huge Kirby fan. The Kirby is for Matt, for a fellow streamer. That's why all the notifications said the pink savior, the ravenous pink savior, because Kirby eats all the things. And of course, I wish I could gain the powers of the things I ate. I mean, I guess I get energy from them, but I mean, who doesn't want superpowers? And I want to get that baking soda mixed in before I add my acidy milk, because I don't want it to fizz up right away. I want it to get that reaction while it's in the oven. So don't pour your acid right on top of your base unless you are trying to make a baking soda volcano. So now I'll add in my milk, and then I'll add in my eggs when it's a little bit more liquidy, because that'll be easier for me. And this cake is so easy to come together. I mean, all I've used is a pot and a bowl and a whisk. No mixer needed. Comes together really fast. I don't have to cream any butter or sugar for it. There we go. Crack my egg. Of course, on a flat surface, not the rim of the bowl. Just Crack your eggs right on the counter. It works perfectly well. And mix those in. And here's where I don't want to just sit here and mix it forever now, because that's where I could start developing my gluten and making a tougher cake. So as soon as those eggs are mixed through, you are done. Set it aside, leave it alone. No more mixing. So now I can prepare my, got my cake stand out here all ready to go. Not that I really need it because I'm not doing any sort of fancy decorations. I want everything to be nice and smooth and pink and lovely, just like Kirby. But I'm going to prepare my, I'm going to react as Mark screams over there as he plays his VR. I'm going to spray that, and then I'm going to put some parchment down, and then I'm going to spray the parchment, because I'm going to try to cut nice rounds out of this, so I want it to come out nice and easy for me. Try not to catch all my cords in the drawer. I don't know what he's playing. He's probably playing, I think he beat the Room VR. And now he's playing, and he played Half-Life Alyx already. He might be back to, he was playing, I think he was playing The Walking Dead, so he might be doing that because he's screaming over there. So there we go. There is my, I said I was going to spray that again, and I am. But that one can be pretty light. It's going to come off my parchment pretty easily. And then I can just pour my batter right in and let it spread out for me. Make sure to get all that lovely gooey chocolatey goodness in the pan. Another nice thing about being able to mix this cake so easily in a bowl is I don't have to worry about scraping down the side of the mixer to make sure that everything's incorporated, which is always nice because half the time I'll forget and I'll find a little pocket of flour at the bottom and it'll just upset me. It's not enough to really impact it, it's just enough to be like, oh, I forgot that step that I should have done. And no one wants little bits of flour. Again, most anyone I can think of, he's yelping over there, wants little bits of flour in their finished cake. There we go. And this is ready to go in the oven. And it's going to cook for a bit, and then I will rotate it and drop the oven down. Because this is a big surface area cake. It gets a nice crust on it. And then you turn it down to let it finish baking all the way through without burning. But I will check that time. I think it's 15 minutes. Yep. Put a 15-minute timer on. There we go. Can check my jam. My jam actually needs to go a bit higher because it's not really doing much over here. But I got plenty of time for that to get itself cooked down as my cake bakes and as I get everything else ready. Yeah. I got my blueberries stuck in my whisk over here. It's making a mess now. Blueberries down. Get over here. Okay. There we go. Hi, Hugo. Welcome in. Oh, yeah. Can we hear Mark shouting back there as he yelps when something walks around the corner and surprises him? Can we get a shout out for Hugo, please, Robo? Hugo is a lovely streamer friend. He rated me the other day, and he plays a lot of Mario games. Yeah, Mario Odyssey. Mario Odyssey is great. I'm just thinking about what I can put away and get out of my area so I can focus on other things. Not the sugar, because I do need... So I'm out of powdered sugar. Let's work on that next, I think. Of course, I have a bunch of pots going, and of course I need more pots all the time. But I think I can actually do this one in the microwave. Let's see. Let's try it. This could be the first time today that I spectacularly fail at something. We'll see. So, to get Kirby looking his best, I don't have any fondant. So, I was going to try making some. I don't know if it matters if my marshmallows are stale. It shouldn't. Although I might have to add some liquid to them to make it do its thing. Butter. Butter is the thing to add. You know what? I've got some butter sitting on the counter. Because I do not need... I think it's one whole stick of this that I don't need. Perfect. Oh, Mark is playing What Lies Beneath. Okay, so that butter is going to be my moisture. And then since I was out of powdered sugar, I've got to make some powdered sugar. Okay. I apologize, Hugo. Hugo's pronouns are they, them. I did put my the pronoun extension in Twitch, so I am trying to be better about that and learn those. My apologies. So let's try to make some powdered sugar. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. I just have to find the rest of my food processor. Just somewhere in here, I think. Somewhere. There we go. I knew it was back there. Okay. Good idea, Robo. Robo is the pro streamer here. Or the pro channel manager. Might be more appropriate for him. So, to make some powdered sugar, I'm going to put some granulated sugar into my food processor and add some cornstarch. And again, I should probably measure some of this, but who's got time for that? That looks like a couple tablespoons. And I'm experimenting here, so if it doesn't work out, we are not going to be upset. But I'm just going to pulse this together, try to break down this regular sugar into powdered sugar. And I can just watch the sugar fumes flying up over here. Whew. Yes. So I mean, it's closer. It's never going to get exactly down like you want it, like you would have for powdered sugar, but it'll be closer. Hopefully, it'll work. So that other trick, let's microwave that a little bit more. It's for making fondant at home, and I don't, spoiler alert, I don't have exact ratios, of course, I'm experimenting, but really all you need to make fondant is marshmallows and powdered sugar. And you just kind of work those together, knead them together until they aren't sticky anymore. And that's fondant. That's all fondant is. Right, Robo? Yes. Still needs time. Just waiting on that. Ooh, but that is bubbling, so I can turn it down. There we go. These berries are breaking down. They look nice. And I can let it bubble away. Now that it's actually broken down and nice and juicy. There we go. Cool. Okay, so this is, I see people on cooking shows do this with gloves. I don't have cooking gloves, so we are just going to try it out. Seems like it is somewhat working, and it is going to be too hot to put our hands straight into right now. Oh, yeah, I am I am also excited, Robo. We are on a journey together right now. And of course, I've had these marshmallows too long, so I'm trying to rehydrate them a little bit before I start adding sugar. And I should get out some sort of work surface because I don't want to work on tile. That is the thing I would very much love to do, is get these counters ripped out and replaced. Bonus marshmallow. Yeah, it already feels better with the butter in there. It's not so dried out. Come on. Melt! See, I wanted to do this in a pot, but I'm running out of pots because I have all my pots on the stove already. So I think that would have been easier. But it's okay. We are making it work. Do I want to? I probably don't want to put this straight into the food processor. I'm going to start adding some sugar now and trying to work that in, and hopefully that will do something that I want it to do. Plus, that'll give me a little bit of buffer as I work with it to try to get my hands in and mush it together. Oop, it is hot. Yes, we are mushing, Joey, and hoping that it does what we want it to. But it is still very hot. I might just have to suck it up and go for it. And of course, I also bought these, I think, from Whole Foods, and I'm wondering if they're like some organic version or something. that has maybe different ingredients and maybe isn't going to do what I want it to do. But we are forging ahead anyway, because what else are we going to do? And that's explicitly what I bought these for a long time ago. So if it doesn't work, then I don't know. Ooh, let's take that bit out. It looks like we burned a little bit in the microwave, but that just came right out. That's good. It's getting there. It's starting to become somewhat of a cohesive mass. Still very hot. We're hoping so, Dan. Yeah, I just need to keep working it and keep adding sugar so I don't burn my fingers. And you know what the greatest thing about this is going to be? If it doesn't taste good, it'll come right out. It'll just peel right off at the top of the cake. So it only has to look good, or somewhat good. We don't actually have to eat it. There we go. As the heat kind of works in, it's getting gooier. Yay! And I'm getting that extra bonus of what it's like when you're making bread. I'm kneading it, so. I know, right? This is just, I mean, if I just threw this over Rice Krispies or kept melting it and then put it on Rice Krispies, that's Rice Krispie treats. So, and that tends to be why the fresh fondant tastes a little better. Yes, it hopefully will turn out to be fondant. There's a little burned bit. We are... Oh my goodness. Is it coming together? Is it working? Do I need more powdered sugar than I made? Maybe. It still has to knead itself into a smooth mass, and I only have 2 minutes left on my timer. Yeah, I don't think we have any... I have other cereal. I mean, you can make Rice Krispie treats with whatever kind of cereal you have laying around. So, yeah, if it doesn't work, I can just throw some cereal in it. Or, I mean, I can just toss it if it's really bad, because, I mean, it was a couple $1 pack of marshmallows. But it seems like it's coming somewhat together. It's just like bread. It looks like it's doing nothing, and it's just a wet, soggy, sticky mess, until suddenly it's not. It was still hot, Larry, so I think it's coming together as I do it. It's at least all one mass now. But yeah, it needs more sugar, and I'm not sure how effective the impromptu powdered sugar is going to be, just because I just need to dry it out at this point. Oh, I could... Maybe I could just throw this whole thing in a bread maker. I think I'm going to wipe the butter, the excess butter, off of my work surface so I can have a better crack at it. Okay, we need to turn our oven down. And flip our cake around. There we go. And that goes for another, let's check it at 20 minutes. This is one of the few things we've actually replaced in the kitchen, Hugo. I swear I'm wearing shorts. They're short shorts. Okay. Let's get some of this butter off because that will help me as I'm drying this out. I mean, this could still make lovely s'mores by itself. It would do just fine. Okay, let's throw some more sugar at this. And I think we are going to have somewhat of a success. Then all I need to do is look up a picture of Kirby and dye some black and blue. And try not to need any white parts because it's kind of yellow. Probably because I had to rehydrate it with that butter. Yeah, that's one of the, I mean, we would like to move neighborhoods at some point, but it's so hard to find a place with a gas range. That's one nice thing about this place is we've got the gas hookup. I didn't grow up with it at my mom's house, and coming here and cooking on it was just such a revelation. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Did we do it, folks? This is a much better... Oh my goodness. Thank you, Featherfall. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for subbing with Prime. I am flattered. And I'm getting the work in today. This was maybe a good episode to promote because our off-the-cuff thing is kind of working. Awesome. Oh my goodness. I think we did it. I mean, it's still tearing a little bit, but once I roll it out, once it cools down, oh my goodness. Right, Hugo? Oh my goodness. I just got my second dose a couple of days ago. I am feeling good after a couple days of fatigue, and in a couple of weeks, I am going to go get a massage because it has been a year and a half, and that is just too long. Oh my goodness, Billie Jean, thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. You are so kind. Right? I mean, I would come and give everyone massages if I could. I would tell Clay to come and walk on my back, but he's really bad at it, and he doesn't like it back, so... Oh my goodness. Robo! Just all the kindness today. Thank you so much, folks. Kind of wish I had now a thing to do when people subscribed. I need so many things for the channel that I'm working on. We'll get there. Oh, and it's melting in. It doesn't feel grainy anymore. I think we did it. I think we did it. And bits too. I'm working hard, and it's hot in here though, so I'm gonna find a towel before I start dripping in things. And Featherfall gifting subs too. We are just on the train today. I think this is my first train. I am flabbergasted. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And what I love about getting subs and bits and follows is I put that right back into the community. So I get to go follow a bunch of friends now. Because I'd like to try to spread the love around. Another one. Thank you, Terrible Jean. Ah, I'm gonna dry my mouth out. Whew. Goodness, thank you everyone so much. You are the greatest. I'm. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. I'm gonna find a place to put this. And I will figure out what to do with that in a bit. Okay. I don't know if that one counts. I mean, does it count when your husband gives you bits from the couch? Thank you, Dan. Ah, you guys. I feel like I'm working for him today. Or is it really just because I'm flashing my butt everywhere? Are you just here for the butts? Right? See, I don't usually need a hydrate command because I'm usually just constantly drinking, but I was working hard today and needed that extra. I am so glad I made extra chili the other day so I don't have to cook dinner after this. That is going to be very good for me. That needs more washing. It is still oily from butter. I'm still trying to catch up. It's only fair. I mean, I make Danny flex for me all the time, so. I would, I set the camera the wrong way, so I can't just make the full screen one, but. Oh, when did Lenny pop in? Hi, Lenny. Welcome in. If you missed it, we just made fondant, and it worked. I am a little bit surprised and very glad because we are trying to make this work. But thank you, Featherfall, for gifting another sub. That is so many. So many subs. Oh my goodness. Okay. I need to figure out where I was. That's still got 13 minutes. This is still cooking. I've got... Did someone ask about an emote, Mark? I do need to make a few more. Oh, that's true. Oh, emote slots. Yeah, I have one in the works, and I've been writing down a bunch of ideas. Robo, you're so nice. You're so great. Robo, I mean, so many shout-outs for Robo and Featherfall, where Robo streams. They're great people, and Robo has come in and helped manage my channel. Oh my goodness, 5 more? How many people are even in watching? I didn't know there were 5 more people to gift to. Oh my goodness. Ah, you are the greatest people. Heart's beating fast. Oh my goodness. Okay. Whew, wow. Yes, I mean, we'll make more fondant anytime that we need fondant. Oh, I see. Okay. I'm seeing these people who I've never seen live in chat, but I know them. They're my friends. They're local great people too. And thank you so much for being here, for being kind to my friends in real life and my streamer friends. I'm gonna need a few more drinks. My goodness. Wow. Don't make me tear up, people over here. Oh. My goodness. And Joey too. I mean, I super appreciate it, and I'm so happy to give back to the community. And I'm just out here trying to. Thank you, Teo, again. Um, I'm glad you were here. And yeah, let's. Pride Bits. Yes, Pride Bits. Choo choo. All the hype. I don't have a hype emote yet, but I've got a few hype emotes from various people if I can find them. Got some from Mash. I've got some from Athena. I don't know where they are right now. Oh, here's Mash. There's Athena. Yay, extra hypes. Oh, okay. Okay. Cool down. I'm sweating not from just the heat. I'm sweating from emotional upwellings and everything. How high does it go? How much hype is there? Oh my goodness. And 69 bits! The best amount of bits! If I could do like something fancy, I would do it, but I don't have a fancy thing. Whew! Whew! Breathe. Okay. 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 I need to make frosting so it has time to cool down. First hype train. This is a historic day. I've broken. I think I just broke 100 followers the other day, and to already hit that. No, the cake is not burning. We have a timer on. We remembered. For one time, we remembered. It was a good time. Yeah, this is just like a level of Cooking Mama where I have gotten too many things going on and I'm super confused and don't know what to do next. Okay, frosting. Frosting, we love frosting. Everyone loves frosting. I've already measured out water and sugar over here. Because we are going to do, I did Swiss meringue the other day, but I'm going to do Italian meringue today because it is the nicest frosting. It is the most stable. It tastes better than American buttercream. I would happily send cake to everyone. I mean, if I could just cut it off and make the cake just plain chocolate frosted cake and send that out to everyone nice and pretty and happy, I would absolutely do that. Yeah, I don't know. I might have to do that. I might have to make some more cookies because those can be sent in the mail, just like a mom sending cookies to their kids at camp. So you're just my kids at camp in the stream, and I can send cookies. Yeah, if you want cookies, I mean, absolutely. First, teach me how to keep my microphone from turning off. But we fixed it on your computer, Mark, but we didn't fix it on mine. I know. Can't do it right now, though. But absolutely, if you want cookies and you trust me with your mailing address or a PO box or something, I will bake you cookies. I will send you cookies. Because just the amount of support and love just now is overwhelming, and I would love to share that with everyone. And I'm gonna send or gonna be making more cookies in a couple of weeks because my sister ate the shortbread cookies from last week, and she was so enamored with them that she has requested a follow-up for Mother's Day. So I'll be making more cookies in a couple of weeks. So seriously, if you want cookies, send me a DM. I will send you cookies. I will make it happen. Oh, I got an emote. I got an emote from a hype train. I didn't know that was a thing. These things I'm learning. Okay, so this is water and sugar. I'm just cooking this down because to make Italian meringue buttercream, you make a sugar syrup boiling hot, and then you pour that into your whipped up egg whites. I have a lid on it because that keeps the moisture down in, and I don't have to worry about stirring it, and that'll help help prevent the sugar from crystallizing. So it'll stay nice and syrupy for me to pour into my egg whites. Once the cake comes out, I'm going to move this over to the other side. Nope, that one. I'm going to move my jam over here, so I have a place to put my cake when it comes out in 5 minutes. And then I'll take the lid off of this and let it keep coming up to temp, and then start whipping my egg whites, which are already separated and sitting in my stand mixer, which I will bring over here now that I have a nice clear counter area to work in. I mean, I'm honestly tearing up a little bit. I need to go blow my nose because I got a little emotional there. I need something. I don't know. Okay. We are cleared up a little bit. Ooh, water. It's always nice to have a water delivery. Shouldn't have washed that. I'm going to need it later. Whatever. We'll figure it out. It was a really quick one. Because I only have the countdown screen. I don't have the be right back screen. Lots of things to get on. I'm just gonna, I'll move my mixer. Nope. I'm good. In room. I will need my salt again. I will need a thermometer because I need to know how hot my syrup is. If I could find there it is. Find my thermometer. So, could have had that disclaimer earlier that this is not a simple baking day, unlike my bio, because I'm using lots of tools. I'm using the food processor, I'm using the mixer, I'm using a infrared thermometer, even though I should have a candy thermometer, because that would be better. Yep, we had a Mark cameo as he went back to get some snacks, because I haven't fed him yet. No worries, thank you for lurking, Billie Jean. There is a lurk command. I did set that up, and Robo made sure it worked. But thank you so much for the subs. Thank you so much for being here. If we can get a shout out for Billie Jean. If we didn't do one earlier, she is a great streamer as well. And yeah, she was super generous and nice tonight, gifting subs. I am doing what I can over here. Okay. We're going to turn down this jam because it is rocking away back here. A little too warm. Let's get ourselves a toothpick so we can test our cake and make sure it is not. Yeah, I'm going to pull that now because it is done. Give that a chance to cool off, and then we can use that cradle to pull it right out of the tray, and then it'll cool down much faster, not sitting in the hot pan. Just reminding myself we were watching Rick and Morty the other day, and Summer apparently became a toothpick person, and it prevented her from getting taken over by an alien facehugger, because they just kept stabbing themselves on her toothpick. So if you go to an alien world, make sure you have a toothpick if you're going to look at wet eggs. Now, my things are... Oh, I was going to take this off, which I did. Thank you. I'm going to toss this marshmallow that escaped my bowl into the sink. Now that that is out of the danger zone for crystallizing, I am going to not whisk it. I will just stir it a little bit to make sure the sugar is all dissolving nicely. So what I'm kind of doing a similar thing that I did with the Swiss meringue, except that time I cooked the egg whites and the sugar on the stove on a double boiler, whisked those until the sugar was dissolved, and then whisked that up in the machine. This time I am making a sugar syrup, which needs to get to 250-ish. It is at 220 right now, so it'll just continue to slowly come up. And I need to start my egg whites. So, yeah, the noise looks like it's okay on that. Not crazy. I'm going to add a little salt. And a little bit of cream of tartar, which just helps them whip up. It's not cake for dinner night, Mark. We have chili. And I can bake some more potatoes for your chili. And I can put butter on those potatoes because I know you want butter even when you have chili on your potatoes. I learned this 2 days ago. Baked potatoes with chili still need butter. I don't know where you're getting cake for dinner, Theo. But if you go buy yourself cake, you're an adult. I would not suggest it. I would suggest having healthy-ish dinner and then a slice of cake for dessert if you are still hungry. Oh, I see. Yes, we have both cakes today. See, I mean, that's kind of why I put the apron on, but it's not really helping because it's not... I need 2 aprons, an apron on each side. Okay. So that's just going to come up. That is pretty much ready to go as soon as we are. So now my egg whites are frothy. Oh, that's Mark's cake. Oh, I see. Okay, so my egg whites are frothy, and I want to make sure my mixer stays high because I'm adding hot liquid to it, and I don't want to cook my egg whites. So pouring this in slowly and keeping the mixer high is going to make sure I don't get scrambled egg whites. So I'm just going to pour this sugar right in, nice and slow. And of course, this is a workout by itself, just holding this pot up here. There we go. And no matter what, no matter what, don't try to taste that syrup because you will burn your tongue or your finger or both, which I have done. So do not taste the sugar syrup, no matter how tempting it might be. It's a bad idea. So now this is just going to whip up until we have lovely stiff peaks of meringue before we add our butter. And I should probably go get my butter. It's sitting over there. Well, there's some of my shortening. Butter. 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 Coating your tongue in wax doesn't help with sugar syrup because the hot sugar syrup will burn through the wax. But coating your tongue with wax will prevent the insanity peppers from burning your mouth when you eat them. But it won't prevent you from talking to a space coyote. Sorry. Or not sorry. Maybe you want to talk to a space coyote. Kind of wish my dog could talk when I had a dog. It'd certainly be easier to train a dog if they could talk, right? So this is whipped up nice and lovely, but I do need it to cool down a bit more, so I'm just going to let that keep going until the bowl cools enough that when I put my butter in, it doesn't melt all the way. Because I want my butter to be soft but not melted when I add it to my frosting. So I'm just keep massaging this because my hands are cooler than the frosting and the bowl right now. Need like a cold torch. Can we get those? Can we get a cold torch? It's more of a bowl caress because there's no pressure behind it. I mean, I was reading about someone who was making this, and she was saying that she put a towel with ice cubes on it. So I can just go get an ice cube and essentially rub an ice cube on my mixer bowl. It'll get there. Can take this chance to get my cake out of the tray. How hot is this? Got a wire rack somewhere. Got there we go. I have nowhere to put this. You know what? That's out of the way. Just gotta remember it's in there. Yay! Please come and have some cake. We're gonna have way too much cake here, by the way. I'm gonna have to, cut it in quarters and somehow give a quarter to my sister for her to share with her husband and her kids, and get some to my mom so that she can share it with her neighbors. Yes, there's a thing that's too much cake. And that's what we're gonna have. I would send you cake if I could. It would be super dry and stale by the time it got there. But again, I will send you cookies. Okay. Ah, that's better. So, I'm just gonna start dropping my soft but not melted fat into this until it becomes frosting. Not that it isn't delicious right now. Yeah, there was a hype train, Bo. There was so much love and kindness going around. I was getting dewy and sweaty and everything. Had to take a minor break and have some drinks. So, yeah. Everyone's got a sub now, apparently. What was I saying? something. I lost my train of thought. Yeah. People liked the kneading of the fondant as that was going amazingly well, and people liked the cake and the other cake, I guess. So don't worry, it gets liquidy as you start, and then it will get less liquidy as you finish. So even though it looks like it's becoming less stable, it's getting there. It's doing the right thing. Oh, hi, Jason. Welcome in. Glad you could make it. This is turning out to be my longest stream ever, which I kind of expected. I'm going to have to figure out how to do, like, the Nailed It streams at some point. I don't know, maybe that's just my way to, like, get on actual Nailed It, is to do a stream and send it to Nicole Byer. I tweeted once about the new Wipeout that Nicole Byer and John Cena are hosting, and Wipeout the Show retweeted me. That was like, exciting. So now I just need to figure out a way to get on Wipeout. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Still going. Face camera. Oh, I see. To this over here. Face camera here. I know, right? Although maybe not, because there's been a couple. Right now they're doing, or they just did the doubles season. So maybe you could get on paired with someone who was not great, who might be sitting over there. Yeah, most of the reason that people fail on Nailed It is just because they give you 90 minutes to make an entire cake and decorate and everything, and there's, like, not feasibly enough time to do all the cooling that you need to do, and I certainly couldn't make a meringue frosting because I wouldn't have time for any of that. We're almost done. Let that finish getting in, and then I will scrape down my pan because I said I would need to do that. And then I gotta turn this back on, so apologies in advance about the noise again, but that is what we're doing today. And like magic, it's starting to look less soupy. So that is good. Good for me. Good for the cake. All we need to do now is add our flavor. I'm just going to get the extract. I don't want beans in here. If I knew where it was. There we go. Oop! That just all of a sudden got there. There's some vanilla for flavor. And because this is going to be our frosting, let's make it pink. I think that's pink enough for Kirby. Maybe too pink. Hopefully not too pink. Let's get a new spatula. Wipe it down one more time just to get everything in there. You know what? I'm just going to do the rest by hand because that went from being a soupy mess to being a lovely, thick and pink frosting. So, just give it the time and attention, and it will turn out just how you want it. And Mark heard that there was completed frosting, so he walked over here trying to get a spoonful. Has Mark been good? Can we give him... You gotta lick the thing. That's how we do this. You doing this? What are you doing? He's stealing my frosting over here. I need this frosting. This is frosting for cake, not for Mark eating. What's the what? I can't hear him. That is our frosting. Dunzo. He says, "Oh, that's good," like he's surprised. He could have at least like he could have at least like come and thrown away my trash over here. So I was going to try to do candy melts for the feet, but maybe I'll just use the fondant for those now, since I have fondant. Marzipan is I don't want to use marzipan. Okay. I'm going to move this so I have some room again. Just clean that later. Okay, everything is working out just so well today. Okay. We've got frosting that I want to put away from the stove. We've got fondant, we've got jam, we've got cake. It's our cake. It's not quite cool, but it's cool enough that I'm going to cut some rounds from it. And let's see. What size? I kind of want to do not the 9-inch pan. I've got a 8-inch pan somewhere. Somewhere. Oh. Down. Oh, that's the bigger one. Here we go. 8 inches. It's enough for anyone, right? Okay. Make sure this is going to be small enough 2. Not with the rim, really. Now let's kind of make an impression, and then we'll cut it. I think that worked, actually. Oh, I see. Now I see why I should probably put it where I put the video game one, because now you can see the whole counter area. I had a knife somewhere. What did I do with my knife? Stronger impression. I should be using whatever I want. We're off. We're off script now. Hi, Random Bat Home. Kirby cake is a cake that hopefully will look like Kirby when we're done. Although now I'm realizing this might not be a large enough canvas, but we're going with it because it's what I've got. I need a bowl again. I need a bowl to put my bonus cake scraps in. And see, when I do things, I don't need a second cake. I've got plenty of cake, I think. I hope. Oh. I do need a bigger bowl than that. I got a bowl right here. Yay, I washed a bowl earlier. Okay. That would be terrible if the knife got baked in. So all this rest of the cake is just going to pull right out, and that is going to form the arms and form the legs. This is our Voltron cake. And usually that's the pieces of cake that Mark gets to eat when I'm doing something with this. But not today, because I need to use it. So no bonus cake scraps for Mark right now. He might get some later, but only if he's good. He already came and stole some frosting. Okay. I want a cake run. Do I have a cake board? Do I have a cake board? Yeah, I know. Oop. Cake board, which is bigger than my cake tray, but that's all right. We're going to put a dab of frosting in the middle to keep my cake from sliding around. And then we're going to transfer this in as Mark stands over watching, trying to make me nervous. And we have one cake round. Success! Yes. Oh my goodness. I've already got so many tools and toys out. And I don't need it right now. Thank you. I appreciate you. But I need not more stuff here. Okay. So You know what? Now I can actually get out. I do need a different cake tool, though, because I need my offset spatula to, and this is really why I have the rotating one. And the cake is still probably too warm to be doing this, but we're going to be okay. First layer of frosting. I mean, if it dropped on the counter, maybe. I don't think he wants it if it drops on the floor. Let's see. So now I want to I don't want to get a piping bag out. Do I need a piping bag? Maybe I can just use a spoon, dollop around the side. Doesn't need to be perfect. But I'm just kind of making a border. That's not working very well. Come on. I want to make a border for my jam to sit in. Don't want it to be super tall. I might have enough already. Because then when you cut Kirby open, he's going to bleed for us. Right? Plus, it'll make it a little bit more forgiving as we sandwich our layers together. There we go. And of course, now I've got frosting on my fingers. Oh no! Oh right, I said I was going to sieve this because there's seeds and there's lemon seeds and raspberry seeds in here. So I do got to pass that through the sieve to get those out, which is fine because it'll give my cake a little bit extra time to cool down. I need a better tool for this. There we go. Spatula, the whisk was not good for getting into the corners. Okay. Let that pass through. Should really put this cake in the fridge while I work on the jam, because that'll make my life easier. Because it'll both cool down the cake and firm up the frosting and just make my life overall better. Do I need a blast chiller, Robo? I do not have a large enough kitchen for more gadgets. I mean, you can already see that all the counter space is pretty much taken up. This is the exciting part. This is the part that they yell at the people on Great British Bake Off when they don't do it. Like, did you sieve your jam? They didn't. Like, that's why it's terrible and gritty. I'm like, it's jam. It has some raspberry seeds. I like it. But, nope, they don't approve. Even though I don't really consider it jam if it's not got raspberry bits in it. Like, once we sieve it, we're like losing half of our material. I'm not worried about the fondant melting. I'm worried about the fondant. Have I ever actually used fondant before? Not only have I never made fondant before, which I guess is less surprising than not having used it, I haven't used it. So, yeah, I don't think I have. Oh, you know what? That's okay. I have not personally used it, but I did buy some for my niece once and helped her to use it for making a cake down in SoCal. So I have used it once, I think. But that was not for my own like creation. That was for her, and I think she knew more about it than I did at that point. Um, she still might. I don't know. I don't know how much she's been cooking these quarantine days. Okay, I think that's about all I'm going to get through. And of course, you see I've got half of my lovely jam material still in the sieve, but that's all right. Important part is there's no longer any lemon seeds in here, which is the part we really didn't want to eat. And I'll have to do something with that. I'm going to put that back on the stove to worry about later. So now we got this lovely jam. That's nice. No, I bought it for Cassie, I'm pretty sure. But if you do want to not have to make your own fondant, you can buy it at Michael's, of all places, like the craft store. They've got fondant for sale. There we go. And that just sits nicely in my little well that I made with the frosting. And we'll let that cool off a bit because it's still a little bit runny. But now we can pull up a picture of Kirby and see what colors of fondant I'm going to need. I'm pretty sure it's just blue and black, really. I don't have to get super fancy and do his little cheek blushes, do I? We don't need all that much fondant for this, actually. It's pretty minimal. So let's find some small bowls. Just using every utensil in the house. Every utensil, every dish, everything today. That is some good jam. I'm going to save the rest of that. In about 20 times too big a container. It's all right. And we can portion out some fondant and dye it. So, piece of it I'm going to keep white, or I actually do have some white food gel that I can put in there to try to get it a little bit brighter Kirby color. And then we need some that's pink for his little cheeks, and some that is darker pink for his shoes. I think that's actually the bulk of it, is that darker pink to do his shoes. And then some that is blue for the rest of his eyes. So I think that'll do us. Okay, oh, the other thing I can do is work on the cake pop part of this. So I'm just going to crumble up the rest of this cake. As Mark looks on and sighs that he doesn't get any snacks. And for anyone who might not have made cake pops before, cake pops are pretty much just crumbled up cake, like leftover scraps like this, and then you mix in some of your frosting to make it hold together. And I'm going to make that into the shapes of his little arms and shoes, feety shoes, shoesy, shoe-covered feet. We're going very basic, classic Kirby today. Not doing anything fancy. Been watching streams of him getting all sorts of crazy powers, but so we need to add some of our frosting in here and make sure we keep enough to do the rest of our cake, because that would not do if we didn't have enough for that. And just mix this up together and go a little bit light on your frosting at first, because you don't want to go overboard. You don't want it to be super gooey. It'll also get just too sweet if you put too much frosting in it. And I think I might have put too much in already, but so I'm glad I didn't add any extra. There we go. Oop. So now our cake. Mark is turning on music for some reason. It's loud over there. Now our cake just gets nice, lovely ball form, which we can use when we start making his arms and feet, and I'll have to figure out what proportions to do those. But now we're ready to get the rest of the crumb coat on. Okay, so now we get our other round of cake over here. Okay, and I need a better place in the fridge for that one now, because my previous place wasn't tall enough for a stacked cake. But I'm going to get my crumb coat on and then deal with that. Crumb coat, for anyone who doesn't know that term, is just the first thin layer of frosting you put on to trap any cake crumbs, so that when you do your final layer of frosting, it can get nice and smooth and not have a bunch of crumbs in it. So you put a thin layer of frosting on all around, and then get it nice and chilled down, and then you go back and put your real frosting layer on. And I can clean up some of these crumbs and actually trim off some of the edges just to make it a nicer circle. Like this edge right here is just a little bit big. And I can just trim that right off. And that can go right into my cake pop mixture because it is all the same stuff. Oh, Mark came over here hoping to get a little taste. Mark, come here. Eat it. Yeah, you can. Oh, my goodness. I offered him cake. He denied it. You saw it first. Well, it's gone now. You just eat the cake pop in there. Hmm? Oh, maybe. Here, fix the egg for me. Whoop. I can fix them now. I can fix them now. After I wash my hands yet again. Yeah, I know. That's what I was doing. Yes, thank you. No, they did not come out of there in order because I was not so concerned with order when I was pulling out eggs. I was just pulling the ones from the front. Okay. So this big one is the dark pink for his shoes. That was much too much, my goodness. So now we got more for no more needing to do. I think they're fine. Put them in the top side where the butter goes. We might have got, yeah, we definitely got too much. Too much red in here. Guess we could just make the entire shoe out of fondant. That'd be easier than trying to make a cake pop. Cake pop arms. I don't think white is going to help me with this. This is just too much. Yeah, my hands are just a mess now. Hopefully there is enough uncolored fondant in here to make this whole mess turn pink. Should wash my hands again to get the dye off of my hands. What? No, I need less pink. Back to the kneading, back to the sweating. Yeah. Yeah, I don't want any more bonus pink on here. I'll say one thing about Nailed It. They do give them the fondant rollers so they can roll it out. Also helps them incorporate the color nice and smooth and even. It's actually not so terrible as I thought initially. It is still a little streaky, but I think we will make do. And yeah, it's not the nice bright white of fondant that you'll buy in a tub, because I used slightly off-white marshmallows and off-white butter. If they weren't dried out, it would have been a little bit better for that. But I think we will call that as successful as we expected to be. It's dark pink. Very dark pink. Maybe more purpley, and I am a mess. I do not have the greatest lighting here, so it looks brown, but I assure you it is magenta, maybe? Purpley pink. My goodness. This is why I use gloves, so you don't completely dye your hands. Yep, those are going to be pink for a while. And we still have blue to do. Ha! Maybe I ate Kirby, and that's why I'm turning pink. He just got some new shoes. He got darker shoes. He wanted to contrast his body a little bit more. Right? There's my pink hands. Woo! My goodness. Mark is yelling at me the thing that I've been saying myself. I needed gloves. I think I do actually have some gloves in here. Funny enough. Somewhere. Couldn't tell you where right now. I could have also just put it inside of a plastic bag and done it that way. Oh well, looks like we're gonna get some. We're gonna pull a Tobias Funke and blue myself. Oh, that also is predicated on me finding the blue food dye. Because that is... Oh, there it is. That was easy. Royal blue, even. Dark Kirby. Yeah, it's just, he's in one of his costumes. This is why when you see professionals doing color, they will like dip a toothpick into it and put like 2 drops into whatever they're working on. Yeah, I'm just making all the references today. Yeah, 2 drops rather than accidentally squeezing a whole teaspoon of dye into whatever they're working on. Yeah, because that is very purple. Goodness. Am I going to go? Oh, I still need to do... Mark, can you come find me my black food dye? Yeah. It's in a smaller tube. It's in like a little tiny thing. Okay. Did not go quite so overboard with this one. No, it's in a little vial kind of thing. Short vial. Might be on the bottom shelf. No, in a different kind of container. No, different kind of container. It's not a squeezy top. It's got a screw cap. It's a completely different kind of container. It's not one of the squeezy bottles. Yes, it's one of those. Oh, you want black? I want black, please. It's in that container, that kind of container, though. Okay, our blue is a little bit more the color we want it. No. Oh, yes. Yeah, because that doesn't have a squeeze bottle. Who needs a workout when you've got fondant, right?
Came up next.
Yeah, the blue.
It's starting to turn black a little bit, right?
No.
Oh, okay.
The blue worked quite a bit better. So we got our Kirby blue eyes ready to go. And just a little bit. Bright. Bright happened. A little bit of black for this little bit of fondant over here. It is very difficult to get the color to be nice and even throughout without having a roller. Mark found a kitty. There's a Hugo back there. He didn't even redeem points for it. He went and found a cat himself. Although, speaking of points, that's another thing I should probably disable for the cooking streams, is going and finding the cats. Well, of course, this one does want more. Oh no, that's coming out all right. Just leaving gooey marks all over the counter as I work on this. Yeah, see, even the self-redemption. Yay. I bet the contestants on, I was going to say nailed it, but any cooking show don't have to clean up for themselves unless we're on 40% Iron Chef. And then the loser is doomed to scrub. Been rewatching some Futurama. There, we got our black fondant all ready to go. And of course, it's probably a little bit stickier than store-bought fondant, but I think we'll be okay. There is not enough channel points for that. Although I've seen a few people with like some ridiculous like 1,000,000 channel points to just like make them end their stream immediately. And, I mean, how many days would it take to even get up that high? I didn't even use that bowl really. Thank you.
Is it back on?
They're back on. It's working. Put what somewhere else? No, I'm about to use it. Okay. We are just tidying up a wee bit. And then we can put our real coat of frosting on. Well, first, let's put this back in the fridge, pull our cake out. And let's try to form our appendages. care if any colors get in this, so we can not worry about getting our hands in things, and that'll actually help get any other residual colors off of my fingers. Is that betting to see whether he can eat the whole cake? I mean, because I'll tell you right now, I will make a very large bet that he should not eat the whole cake. Is that good Kirby foot size? Maybe a little bigger. I think I can just do the feet separately in fondant once I roll it out. And then the arms I will do in the same buttercream. Make like a potato. It's just a potato, but that's going to be a shoe. That's about the same size, right? Okay. Let me get this plate. So I'm just going to fondant these by themselves. Those would be my little potato, Kirby potato feet. Yeah. It's just a day to wash my hands. But that frosting is really good with this cake, so that's already a success. Oh, I see. Okay. Chill this back down. Need to move the leaks. There's a leak in the fridge. Woo! More hand washing. Scrubbing with some steel wool to try to get some of this dye off of my fingers. I just put the feet in the fridge. Now I'm making arms. The arms are smaller than the feet. And a little bit. I'm just going to mold that right to his side. Try to angle it a little bit more. See, going back to nailed it. This is the part where, yes, there's a Kirby. Got a bunch of Kirbys from MS Paint's stream. Let's try to get this one the same size-ish. I mean, I'm doing pretty good. I've used just about exactly the right amount of cake. And mold this one. This one's a little bigger. That's all right. And just tear off a piece of his arm to make it the right shape. Mold it together. And there we go. Oh, I should have put it on the side where we got some jam leakage, but whatever. We are much past that. But I can use the rest of my cake crumbs to fill in a couple little gaps. And then I'll make my frosting life easier on myself. There we go. Let's fill that in. And yeah, I actually do want that blast chiller now. Did I miss someone in there? If I had that blast chiller, that would be very nice right about now. That side looks pretty nice and even already, so we're good. And we've got just enough for one bonus cake pop. Mark is excited. I might just feed it to him without doing anything to it. Ah, okay. Progress. But just think, if you were nailed it, this would have had to have been done already, like half an hour ago. For his chili, I'm not making him a chili. He doesn't have any accessories. I'm not accessorizing Kirby, unfortunately. No, he doesn't have a star, he doesn't have a hammer, he doesn't have a chili or a magic tomato or anything. He is a naked Kirby. Breath time. Roll out fondant time. Well, I made my other thing wet and no longer suitable, so let's turn to some good old Silpats and roll that out. Marcus, helping me remember. See, the real reason to wear the apron is just to hide my belly when I stretch. Oh, but it rolls out real nicely for me. Look at that. And there's a little bit of uncolored bits in there, but let's just wrap those around the bottom where no one's gonna see them. Or just peel them out. It's fine. I think those are just the little pieces of marshmallow that got a little bit too toasty instead of melting. Yeah, Teo, Caleb will approve of these shoes. He traded in his red shoes for some purple ones. Oop. No, don't stick. Don't stick until I want you to. The trick is getting it thin enough that you're not eating a whole big mess of fondant, but not too thin that it tears when you try to wrap it around your target. Okay. No worries, Joey. Thanks for being here. Glad you could make it in and sass me a little bit. That's what we're here for. Gonna try to wrap a Kirby foot right now. My foray into fondant. It's kind of just like making a beef Wellington, right? I don't have any fancy tools, but I will just pinch that all down to the bottom and maybe smush it down a little bit. It's still moldable while it's here. And look, it's our Kirby shoe. I swear it's purple, not brown. Kirby shoe. It's a shoe. Haha. We have success. I'll just roll out the other one. I am honestly surprised at how successful that was. I was quite worried. Oh, I didn't leave any plain for the bottom of his eye. Whatever. Or the top of his eye. He's just going to have extra blue. That's fine. Somehow, I made Hugo attack Mark's monitor. If you're still here, Hugo, that is also our cat's name. So, if you hear me yelling at Hugo running around the house, that's the little black kitty that Mark walked in earlier holding. I think I do have more marshmallows, but it's a whole bag, and I have to do that whole like mess again and get it hot and knead it and cool it back down, and I think I will just call it good. This is working out better than I think it would have worked if I had tried to like do the candy melts, which was my backup plan. Here we go. Make my little shoe parcel. Squish it out. Hopefully Kirby has two of the same size feet. One's a little longer and narrower. There we go. Kirby feet! Kirby feet! I begin to understand the process of cake making, in which you make a whole bunch of disparate things come together and suddenly look like something cohesive. What did I do with my cake stand? It's over there. I really need a bigger cake stand. Okay, so now we do our final coat of frosting and hope that we have enough. I mean, they should. His feet are like twice the size of his arms, and they got a little bit extra big because the fondant provided some thickness. So we just work. We were not completely successful on our crumb coating, but we'll do okay. We'll be fine. Just gotta keep working this over the sides, get his arms and his face all covered in pink. I should have made more frosting. But, I don't know. Or if I don't make enough cakes that I have a reason to have extra frosting lying around. And I would just have to throw it out. So we will do the best we can with what we have. Which is a good motto for life in general, right? If you don't have quite enough, you do what you can with what you have. We're almost there. We might just make it, folks. Come on, get down in there. Oop, come on. I think we have bonus to cover up that little side there. Tricky part is getting it to coat how you want it without losing the coverage you already have. It's where the temperature gets really important. But we are pretty smooth. We've got, kind of like a football. If it wasn't super pink, this could be a Stewie head. And of course, I'm only going to photograph it from the top, so if I'm not perfect on the edges, I am not going to sweat it. I've done enough sweating for the day. I need to stop playing with it before I make it worse. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop. There's a little extra in the bowl, but I think we're good. We've got the coverage. There's no blaring, missing spots. Gonna throw that back in the fridge, and we're gonna roll out some fondant eyes. That's fine. It's fine. We're taking a picture from this side, so. And this side's gonna have some shoes on it, so we're not gonna see it. We're almost there. Finishing stretch. God, I can feel these little bits of marshmallow where I was too aggressive with the the microwave. Why did I do those separately? I should just do them together. Actually, I need to do a full eye that's blue, and then I can do the black on top of that for the pupil. I could just throw some glitter dust on it, right? To work for that little eye sparkle. Picking out my burnt bits of marshmallow. There we go. Gonna cut these on a plate so I don't mess up my silpat. I do remember when Mark's dad did that. Hopefully these are the right size for Kirby's face, because I did not measure. And this was a slightly harder shape because it's only, oh no, it's just another oval. It's just a smaller oval. That's why I did a full piece of blue. Oh, come on. Is that going to work? Maybe. We will see once we try to put them on. I think I want less black on there, actually. Come on, work with me. How is that one so much easier? That just worked out for me. Sorry, I'm getting all quiet as I'm trying to do like precision carving over here. Because I'm looking at his eyes and they do not leave any blue around the outside at the top of his eye. So I want to minimize that over here. Try to get my nice curved shapes. Oh. Um, I suppose I could just flatten out a marshmallow. I wish I had saved a couple. Let me see if I do have that extra bag, because I don't want to use this one that's hanging out in the sink. Aha! Robo is the local genius. Hopefully these are... Yeah, I can just smush these out with my thumb. Oh my goodness. How smart is Robo? I mean, that was just... Are you ready to see how that worked? That made him from like horrible blobs into like full-on eyes. Like, Robo saves the day. I'm hearing everything in duplicate because I hear myself say it, and then I hear it play on Mark's computer. Okay. Okay, we're almost there. Last step, I think. I think last step. Oh no, I still need... Before I say that, let me just make him a little smile. He's got a little smile. Just roll out a little snaky snake for a smile. And I could actually use some of this for his little cheek blush. Why not? Let's not give up on his cheek blush. But I will carve that once I have a free plate again. We've got shoe number 1. We've got shoe number 2. We don't quite have room on the cake board. It'll hang off the edge. It's fine. It's fine. We've got 2 shoes. Maybe. Just shove it right through. And then we've got our little eyeballs. Which might be a little bit too big for his face, but I think we should trim off the bottom of those eyes. They're a little big. A little big. Where are my scissors? No, I have scissors somewhere. One sec. Scissors. Kitchen scissors are somewhere where I don't know where they are right now. It's okay. That's why we have other scissors. Oop. It's fine, but that's better. He's got his smile. He's got his little rosy cheek over here. I could have cut two out of that same piece if I had been smart about it. Still might get it. And voila! My goodness, people. Is that Kirby? Or is that Kirby? That is... Hold it from the bottom. Get it on the better color cam. That is a Kirby cake. Oh my goodness. This worked out so much better than I reasonably expected it to. Probably from all of the love that you all showed me today. Which I'm going to need to carry me through cleaning the kitchen after this. Because we have things everywhere. But we did it, and I am so glad. And I will post a million pictures of this. After I, of course, wash my hands one more time. So that was a journey. Thank you for being here with me all the way through. You are the greatest, Robo. Thank you for helping begin and end that hype train. I cannot be more thankful and flattered. He even rotates. Whee! Here's Kirby. And I will say that is good enough to eat. Thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate you all. And I'm going to find us someone to go and raid, because that is a thing that I learned how to do. Let's go see. We can pop into Gil's channel so he can watch this later. So let's go say hi to Gil. He's playing some Dishonored. Did I spell that right? Arbitray. It is spelled right. We have Ray Things. Feel free to copy that message from Robo. Leave the last one in. And I throw random emotes out all the time, so it does not bother me. But thank you for coming. Try this recipe. The cake itself is super easy. No issues doing that. The decorating, if I can do it, you can do it. And even if you can't, it's going to be good enough to eat. So thank you, enjoy, and let's go see Gil.